Do you know what's better than giving an awesome interview? Getting quoted from that interview over and over and over again, and having one interview lead to others. And the next thing you know, everyone is talking about you and your book. Often, all you need for that to happen are some well-crafted sound bites. If you're wondering how to create sound bites and make your book interviews more impactful, then this video is for you. Hey there, I'm Julie the Book Broad, founder of Book Launchers. We're your professional self-publishing services team. Learning to talk in sound bites for interviews will not only save you time when prepping for media appearances, but it also makes it easier for outlets to quote you directly and for listeners to remember what you said. When you are on TV, radio broadcasts, and podcast interviews, short quotes, quick tips, and concise stories pack the punch you need to be memorable and effective, especially if you only have a limited amount of time to promote yourself, your book, or your business. A good soundbite is snappy, easy to remember, and hits on a key point in 20 seconds or less. There are plenty of kinds of sound bites, but to make it really easy for our clients, we teach them to prep 3 different kinds of sound bites for their book promotion interviews. Type 1, quotes. What is something you say, or even a line from your book that gets quoted by others already? Here's a couple of mine. Your book might be about you, but it's not for you. It's for your reader. Focusing on becoming a bestseller makes you the product, not your book. If you're a longtime friend of the channel, you've heard me say those lines before. You might have even memorized them yourself. If your book is already out, you can pull out your Kindle app and see what people are highlighting. If you're not sure how to find this, just go to the little lines you'll see on the top left. Check this out. Then click Popular Highlights. You can see that people have highlighted certain quotes. These are things that people found impactful. That can be a great hint for you as to what might make a quote soundbite for yourself. If your readers are highlighting a certain line from your book, chances are it would make a great soundbite for interviews. Ultimately, shoot for less than 20 words, or even have them 10 words or less. It doesn't have to be long. Think of sentences or phrases that you've highlighted or italicized in your book for other ideas. Type 2. Memorable or unusual metaphors. How can you draw comparisons between 2 unusual things that will illustrate a point in a fun and memorable way? These kind of comparisons work well for sound bites because they tend to stick in our brain, especially if you're comparing 2 things that don't usually get compared. Here's an example. Going exclusive with Amazon is like choosing to live and work on a visa in the US. If you've picked up your copy of Self-Publish and Succeed, you know exactly why I'm comparing Amazon exclusivity to my experience living and working in the US as a Canadian. These are 2 very different things, but I'm comparing them because I'm giving my point in a unique way that you're more likely to remember than if I just said, going exclusive with Amazon limits your options in exchange for some key opportunities. Now, these comparisons, these metaphors might not be as easy to create as quotes, but start paying attention to unusual ways you can make comparisons to concepts you teach and other things people may be familiar with. How can you explain that comparison in less than 50 words? And even shorter is better. Your goal is to be able to make the comparison in 15 seconds if you had to. Ted Lasso. If you haven't seen Ted Lasso TV show, do yourself a favor and watch this show. It's so good. But here's one that he used. Taking on a challenge is like riding a horse. If you're comfortable while you're doing it, you're probably doing it wrong. You're going to remember that one. Just make sure, if you're going to use metaphors in your sound bites, that your metaphors make sense. That is, make sure there's a clear parallel being made between the 2 things you're comparing so you make your point clear. Because if you don't, your listener won't walk away with a memorable insight. They'll walk away confused. Type 3, triples. Here's an example. At Book Launchers, we help professionals and subject matter experts write, publish, and promote a nonfiction book to build their business and grow their brand. Write, publish, and promote. 1, 2, 3. If you have a simple 3 steps or a point that has 3 descriptors or 3 kind of bullets that you can share, memorize it. The mind likes 3s. If you can deliver 3 key points, 3 key steps, or 3 ideas in a sentence, your point will come through powerfully in an interview. And because the art of 3s makes our brain happy, that point is more likely to stick with your listeners. You know what also makes my brain happy? When you hit that like button. Just saying, try it. It feels so good. Learning to talk in sound bites might take some trial and error. Brainstorm different sound bites and different kinds and share them with your friends or family. Do they think it's something they would remember? Does it effectively illustrate your main takeaway or point? Or does it make them curious to hear more about you or your book? Those things make great sound bites. Over time, you should continue to develop your sound bites and keep them on note cards near your computer or wherever you do your interviews. When you're preparing for your interviews, it'll be a huge relief when you already have those note cards handy and ready to go with some great sound bites. If you're prepping for podcasts, make sure you watch this video right here so you'll be all set when it's time to start recording. And metaphors aren't just good for sound bites, they are also a brilliant literary tool to use while writing your book. Learn more about them in this video right here. Either way, right before you click away, make sure you've subscribed to the channel and turn notifications on so we can keep hanging out because we have so much more fun to have together. See you over there.